Hello, and this video is dedicated to the animators of Sonic Classics, and it basically functions as a tutorial on how to animate an episode of Sonic Classics. And assuming I get this video done on time, the asset pack for Season 1 should have been released on Scratch by now, assuming I finish the video on time. But, I'm just going to be giving you a basic tutorial on how I animate these episodes. So, let's get into it. Okay, so to start off, you need to think, what do you want to get done? What do you want to animate? Now, for the scene I'm just going to have Sonic wave to the camera, see Tails, and then punch him in the face. Please ignore the logic of my scenes, it's just something I came up with, and also it's funny. So, let's get into how you would animate that. To start off, you want to grab Sonic, and select him, and then copy him. And then you want to paste him into a new sprite you made. Make sure the sprite's X and Y positions are both set to 0, so that way there's no confusion. After you get Sonic in the position you want him in for the episode, position his eyes and hands and arms accordingly to what you want him to do, or any character. It doesn't have to be Sonic, but just get the character in the pose you want, duplicate the frame, and then change the pose slightly to create some form of animation. And if you want some help, I'm using the Onion Skin extension for Turbo Warp. It's also available in Scratch, but I like animating in Turbo Warp because it's a lot faster and it has less lag. Once you create your animation, you want to put when green flag clicked, switch costume to costume 1, and just set a time in between frames for the animation to go through. So, like, you're not going to want to do something really long, like 2 seconds or anything, unless you want choppy animation, or if you're trying to, like, make long gaps in between scenes and stuff. But for scenes where you want a character to have a repeated action, you have them switch between a few costumes and repeat that multiple times, rather than just duplicating the frames over and over and over and over and over again. You can see with my example on screen. When you want to film the second part of the scene, this will be the middle of it, where it sees Tails. At the end of scene 1, you want it to broadcast a message to scene 2, or the middle, I should be saying. The beginning, broadcast something to the middle, saying, hey, you can play your part now. So in the middle, you're going to want your character back in, you're going to want to animate him doing his thing again. And then basically just go through the same process we did before. Add in the characters, get them in poses, and then duplicate the frames, and then have them in different poses. And this will apply for the beginning, middle, and end of each episode you do. But just make sure they aren't super short things, like with this one. So you can see right here I'm doing my part in the animation, and I want long gaps in between my frames because Sonic's looking one way, but then he sees Tails and he starts looking at him. Then I create another message to let the other sprites know, okay, your time to go. You see I made a third sprite to represent the end. Each part of the episode is represented by 3 different sprites, beginning, middle, and end. Beginning plays first when the flag is clicked, second and third play when a message is broadcast. The second one plays whenever the first one broadcasts a message, and the third one will play when the second one broadcasts a message. And you basically just repeat this process over and over until you are finished with your episode and you're happy with how it turned out. I hope this helped you. If it didn't, well, fuck, I don't know what to tell you. But this is my best description I could give you on how to animate a Classics episode. And for the animators, like, don't worry about, like, making things make sense. Get super fucking wacky with it. Like, with this right here, I'm making Sonic become a pancake. Well, you can see right here, he's, like, getting super squishy. I'm using squash and stretch. And then I'm changing Sonic's pose. Squash and stretch can really make a pose look good without having to do that much animation at all. So make sure you utilize squash and stretch where it needs to be used. And also, please be careful to keep the scale of your character consistent. So if they get wider, they also get shorter. And if they get skinnier, they get taller. That's how that works for those who don't know physics. You can see in my example on screen. And yeah, that's basically all I can give you on how to animate a classics episode. So, to the animators, get wacky with it.